And hello everyone, welcome to another Let's Play. This is Myrokos, and today we will be resuming the MSQ for Stormblood. We have the next quest is Hell's Open. Hell's Open. Alize is ready to depart Alighieri when you are. We have a fair bit of ground to cover, so we should split up. If you come across any Imperial soldiers, you know what to do. Oh, and so you know, I sent word to Arenvald's squadron. They are already searching other nearby areas, so we have allies in the event we encounter anything beyond our means. And if you like what you see at any point, make sure you like, share, subscribe. YouTube. Give me a follow on Twitch. Hit the notification bells. Let me know how I'm doing. Give me a minute, Myrokos, okay? Say that again, if you would. No, maintain your distance for now. Understood. Keep me apprised of any developments. That was our involved. The pair that was spying on us in the fringes has followed us here. What about you, Myrokos? Any trouble? Nope. And there I was thinking we might be due for some peace and quiet. Glad to hear you dealt with them. I hope the assault on Spectral Imperatoris is going well. Yeah. Bottle of bombs. You may have only one arm left, but you still can handle.
Whoa! You've improved, lad.
Let it ride.
Come now, father. You lured the fool onto my blade, and do not try to deny it.
Our work here is all but done. What of Conrad and his men?
They are for the main tower. The skulls have offered fierce resistance thus far, but Conrad seems to believe he can convince them to lay down their arms.
Then we will tend to the stragglers down below. With me!
Report.
Enemy forces have overrun the lower facilities and appear to be mounting an assault on the main tower. We have already received a request for reinforcements. A unit of legionaries has been mustered and is ready to depart. They await your orders, Commander.
Stand down.
Commander?
Tell them to stand down.
Commander, if I may, our people, your people are still in there. They will be slaughtered.
You think I don't know that? I want nothing more than to help them. To lead the bloody charge. But I have my orders. Lord Xenos said no reinforcements. He would have us use the main cannon to destroy the installation.
What? Kill our own soldiers? You must be mistaken.
Mayhap you'd like to ask Lord Xenos yourself. I thought not. Initiate the firing sequence. Wars are won on the backs of the dead. Theirs and ours. There is no truth but this. We must remain firm and resolute and always, always do our duty. Now, give the order.
Initiate firing sequence.
Aye, aye. Initiating firing sequence. Release safety locks. Deploy main cannon.
Hansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn. For us. For our people. For our future.
I need you to confirm the target, Commander.
Specula Imperatoris, main tower. Fire when ready.
She's having an echo vision.
What in the seven hells?
Long-range artillery.
Those treacherous bastards. Their people were still fighting. Full retreat! Now! Relay the orders!
Understood. All forces retreat! I repeat, all forces retreat!
By the 12, did you see that? The main tower just collapsed. You heard it too, didn't you? It must have been the cannon at Castromabagno. But that was an Imperial installation and their troops were still... Damn it, no one's responding. I don't know if the shell is being jammed or... We have to go right now. They need our help. That they do. Heavens weep. The fear in Alize's eyes is unlike anything you have ever seen before. This way, there's no time to lose. And one of the towers is actually... It's worse than it looks. He probably wasn't even... Pull yourself together. The gate, this is our way inside. We need to find my brother. Right now. The locks on the massive gate appear to have been disabled. You need only prise them open to pass through. Oh. And I need to, update. Sorry about that. Small hiccup on the thing covering. Okay. Damn it, I don't see them. My brother, or Lise, maybe the general knows something. It shall be done. What shall be done? I'm glad you're here, Lieutenant. In case it isn't obvious, the Imperials fired on us. On Specula Imperators. I didn't think they had it in them. To kill their own men, just to kill us. Gods damn them all. Where is my brother? Tell me where he is. I want to see him. He was in the tower when it was struck, but that need not mean anything. Our forces are still evacuating and many remain unaccounted for. Alize, listen. There are soldiers wounded and dying all around us. Soldiers with families just like you and me. They need our help. Do you understand? He's right. I'll take the north, you take the east. Tell the adders we need their conjurers ready to receive our wounded and get me every carriage you can find. They could fire on us again at any moment. It shall be done. Thank you. I think I can manage on my own. Right? For a moment there, I thought I was bound for Thal's Great Hall. Ye gods, what were the Imperials thinking? Just give me a moment to let the world stop spinning, would you? There. Alighieri's not far. I'll make it. I'll make it. The Winded Temple Knight. It's probably dead. Just a guess. Nope, not dead. Everything hurts. I think I was struck from debris from the tower. Not too surprising given what's around you. Wait, I know you, Myrokos Tia, Ward of House Fortal. Yep. We fought together on the steps of faith. You saved my life back then, and now. I can walk. Thank you. 1,000 times. Thank you. Conrad, can you hear me? Nago, pull him down, put him down over there. Oh no, Conrad was injured? Conrad doesn't have a name. I was like, this isn't good. Myrokos, full glad am I to see you. Wait, where is my sister? Busy looking for you, that is what? Oh mighty Rauger, oh noble Azima, I beg of you, do not take him from us.
Conrad, speak to me!
It was all so sudden. Conrad had just convinced the last few skulls to surrender when we heard the bang and everything started to shake. We carried the survivors to safety, but Conrad's... We have done what we can for him. All that remains is to pray.
Conrad?
Is that you, Lise? I can't see a damn thing. Well, that's that then. Time's up.
What are you talking about? You'll be on your feet before you know it.
It's all right, Lise. I've lived long enough. But listen, I want you to lead the resistance in my stead.
Don't say another word. You'll recover. We'll recover. We'll bring freedom to Alamigo together. We're not going to stop here.
No, you won't. Everything we've built, everyone we've brought together, I know you'll show them the way. You've got it in you, Lise. Not because you're Curtis's daughter or Ida's sister, but because you're you. Because you're you.
Conrad.
Lead them to victory. To freedom.
I will, Conrad. I will. I promise.
Next round, double the charge.
Justinian.
Come, Nidhogg. We are needed.
That's the cerulean pipeline!
Impossible! How can one man... Shoot the bastard! Shoot him!
My lance has slain far greater beasts. You're welcome, boy.
Notify all units! I want that intruder found! And get the engineers to fix my bloody cannon! The savages are coming!
No, you can't. Not now. I promise. Rest in peace, Conrad. We could have killed them. We could have walked away. But instead, we tried to convince them to lay down their arms. We tried to seek a peaceful resolution. We showed them mercy, and this was their response. Fire and blood. This was their answer. Such crimes cannot go unpunished. They must be stopped. Gods as my witness that there will be a reckoning. The road home, slowly but surely, Alphino is regaining his composure. Forgive me, now is not the time for vows of vengeance. We must remain calm and rational and in control. The Imperials have demonstrated a willingness to fire on their own. So long as we remain here, we are in danger. We three will see to Commander Kemp's body, find my sister, and return to Alighieri. We'll look after him. You should go. There, that should suffice for now. Go on and join the others. Tell me you found Alphino. Tell me that he's alright. He is, don't worry. Oh, thank the 12. I don't know what I would have done. Though saying that, what will the Resistance do without Commander Kemp? Sorry, not here, not now. We should return to Alighieri, keep an eye out for any wounded who need help on help on the way. There's a sightseeing spot that I suppose that would be a flying. If I can fly, I can probably land on that, but not now. What should we do? We've got plenty of our own wounded to deal with. Say the word and I'll finish him quick. It wasn't long ago I was trying to kill you and yours. I half expected you were about to slit my throat. To hells with this. I should be back home in Ilsabard instead of taking fire from my so-called comrades. Put me in a jail or whatever. I'm through with it. Do you hear me? I surrender. Oh. Well, he's surrendered, so you should probably take him with you to Alighieri. Just a thought. Thanks, friend. Bloody tourniquet came loose and I was having trouble getting it back on. I should be fine the rest of the way. Ooh, I love having triple cast. Oh, bless you, kind. Wait, is that you, Myrokos? Yes, it is. I didn't recognize you at first. Been feeling a bit dizzy. Must have lost a lot of blood. I can keep going. I can keep going. If you say so. I knew we'd lose people doing this, but him? I was sure the old bear would outlast us all. I did what I could for those I found along the way, but some were beyond help. It's up to all of us to carry on in his stead. It's up to me. Myrokos, we have given Commander Kemp's remains, given over Commander Kemp's remains for safekeeping. Later, I have no idea when, rites must needs be performed. For now, however, we must carry on. We must press forward. We must not give in to despair. For the living and the dead. The question of how to move forward in Conrad's absence looms large in Alphino's mind. All Alliance and Resistance units have now withdrawn from Specula Imperatoris. It is time we spoke with General Alden. Okay. We lost a lot of men inside the tower. Casualties are still mounting among those who survived. Mark my words, when this is over, I will take the heads of every officer in Castro Mabana. I'll swing the bloody axe myself if I have to. Grim though it is, the Conjurers have had no choice but to impose a rigid triage system when treating the wounded. Under the circumstances, we have to be realistic. These deaths weigh heavy on my soul, Commander Kemp's most of all. He was a wise leader, he was a patriot, but above all else, he was a good man who will be sorely missed. One of many lost this day, I ask for a moment's silence to pray for the souls of the departed. We have suffered a grievous defeat, but we cannot and will not renounce this cause. The die has been cast. Hold tight to this grief, this anger, and let it drive you forward. Let it be your strength and your shield when next you face the enemy. It will carry us far, General, of that I have no doubt. Ere we take another step towards Alamigo, however, we must first address the question of how to deal with Castro Mabanya's cannon. If the Imperials are willing to employ the weapon without thought for their own soldiers' safety, we may struggle to approach them. A frontal assault is out of the question. We'd lose countless men before we even reached the walls. Would we? Recall that the Imperials could have obliterated our forces had they kept firing, but neglected to do so. They had no strategic reason to cease fire, which begs the question, why did they? You suspect they were unable to fire the cannon? Yeah, Estinian's good. Mayhap due to a malfunction or sabotage? Just saying. Or one of their officers found his conscience after the first barrage, or a heretofore unknown resistance faction chose that moment to disable it. There are many possibilities, but the fact remains that they stopped when logic dictated they continue. Then I'll just have to go and see for myself if the cannon is still operational. Are you mad? Conrad put you in charge of the resistance. We can't risk losing another commander so soon. I know how you feel, Nago, I do, but I need you to understand. It wasn't long after Papalimo and I arrived at Rauger's Reach that Conrad first asked me to join the resistance, and then he kept on asking. Every time I said no, I told myself it was because of the Scions, but even then, I knew deep down that it was an excuse, that I was still afraid of following my heart because I couldn't be sure if it was for me or for Ida. But then I met someone on the other side of the world who had struggled with the same worries, and as we traveled and fought together, I saw him grow and become the leader his people needed him to be. Technically, Lord Heian already went through that transformation earlier off-screen before we met him. So that's not entirely accurate, but the principle is sound. And now it's my turn to do the same. There's not a lot of us left, and the ones that are, many are still wounded. We have to make do with what we've got, and I'm the best qualified. It's as simple as that. But don't worry, Nago, I'll come back. I promise. Taking a little initiative. Okay. While I acknowledge Commander Hecht's right to carry out this mission, I see no reason why she should do so alone. Lieutenant, would you go with her? Sure. Would have done it even if you hadn't asked, sir. I suppose someone's got to keep her out of harm's way. Yeah, I would have gone regardless. Then it's settled. We will await your return. More than a keeper, she's now she's a friend now. Stay close to her. One can but wonder how the rank and file of the 12th Legion will view their leadership upon hearing about the fate of Spectral Imperators. When did Lys become leader of the Resistance? That is, I suppose we have Heian to thank for this too. I understand Manago's concern. If they were to lose another leader so soon after losing Conrad, the Resistance might never recover. Conrad confided in me that he was considering naming her as his successor, so it didn't come as a complete shock. I mean, I was still surprised, but I've never once doubted his judgment, and none of us have. If he thought Lise was the best choice, then she is. Sorry to drag you into this, Myrokos. Don't be. It may not be the decision Conrad would have made, but I'm not Conrad. I never will be. I don't know what kind of leader he was hoping for, but right now all I can do is be myself. That arguably is what Conrad was expecting of you. Above the churning waters, Lisa's mind is made up. If you don't mind, I'd rather not wait around and have people try to talk me out of it. Let's get moving. I know a good vantage point overlooking the castro. Myrokos Hope. The ship stranded on the rocks to the east of here. It shouldn't take us long to get there. Oh, but there might be some ancient golems guarding it, or that might just be an old wives' tale. Either way, it's worth the risk. Lise, Commander, I pray you proceed with all due caution. Do not hesitate to call upon us if needed. To reach the ship, we'll have to scale the cliff face. I'll get some climbing gear and meet you there, alright? I'm here. So... Sorry to keep you waiting. I see you've met the golems. Looks like the old stories were true, eh? In a way, I'm glad. Right then, time to climb. Whew. That took a bit more out of me than I expected. And here she is, Myrokos Hope, the ark that one man made to save countless others from the flood during the 6th Umbral Calamity. It's comforting to think that there have always been people who cared this much about their fellow man, who accomplished such great feats that people couldn't help thinking they must be made up. But the proof's right here, isn't it? I don't just mean the ship, you know, I mean you. Long before anyone started calling you a hero, you were there for those in need. You did things for people when you didn't have to, sometimes even when they didn't want you to. It can't have been easy staying true to yourself, but we're all better for it, me included. I'll never be a leader like Conrad or Hien or my father. But I can be a friend to you all, and I can fight by your side. I can be me, and that'll just have to be enough, eh? Strange to think back on it, if we'd been standing in different places, or if the shell had struck the tower differently, it would have been me instead of Conrad, or maybe both of us. What kind of monster murders their own? Is that smoke from Castro Mabana? Wait, it's coming from the cannon. I can't tell what happened from here, but I can tell that it won't be giving us any trouble in the immediate future. This is our chance, Myrokos, to avenge Conrad and all the others who died in the tower, friend and foe. To take Castro Mabana and bring the bastards who gave the order to fire to justice. It won't be easy after the losses we took, but I know everyone's champing at the bit to strike back. With the right plan, I'm certain we can do it. We'll have to tell the others. We have to tell the others. Come on. So either it's up there and I wasn't able to get it, or it's somewhere over here. That ether code. Easier down than up, eh? Though not necessarily safer. Anyway, no time to rest. We need to convince the others to strike now, before the Imperials have time to fix their cannon. The path forward. Lise is not willing to let this opportunity pass you by. There's no time to lose, Myrokos. General Alden needs to know what we saw. I know it's not that far, but I feel lazy. You look like you've got something important to say. I do? Well, did you learn anything of value? I'm relieved the two of you made it back in one piece. I mean, I always am, but it's a little different now, isn't it? So long as the Imperials hold Castromabbania, we will not be able to march on Alamigo. You are returned. I only hope you bring good news. We scaled the cliffs of Nuncroft's Hope and spied smoke rising from Castromabbania's main cannon. I think Marshal Tarpin's right. They didn't fire again because they couldn't. The cannon seems to have been disabled somehow. Then we must attack Castromabbania at once. It could still be a trick. But if it isn't, we may not get a better opportunity. Bluntly, General, if it is a trick, it is an utterly baffling stratagem. Had the Imperials wished to wipe us out, they could have kept firing. Be that as it may, we need not risk everything to seize it. I say that we dispatch a small contingent to infiltrate the castrum and secure control of the weapon. If the enemy is preoccupied with repairs, we may be able to take them unawares. If, on the other hand, it is indeed a trick, our token force will prove an elusive target, and we will at least know the cannon is operational. Either way, it seems well worth the risk, but how are we to infiltrate the castrum? In anticipation of a day such as this, men and women under my command have labored long to cultivate a network of informants throughout Girobania, including Radiata. Radiata is home to many who hold menial positions at Castromabbania and other nearby installations. With the aid of our allies there, I believe we can secure a route into the fortress. The Resistance will handle this. You may have recruited these informants, but they'll be just as happy to work with fellow Alamegans, and at the end of the day, it's our land, our responsibility. Let's do right by Conrad. I should be glad to accompany her, General, as would Alize and Myrokos, I am sure. Yep. Well then, if you are all in agreement, I see no reason to refuse you. We will make ready to march on Castromabbania. Go, and may Ralgar watch over and keep you. I knew the Alliance had spies in Girobania, but Radiata, impressive. Thanks for standing by me, Myrokos. Together we'll make Conrad proud. I suspect a hand-picked contingent of the Alamegan Brigade's finest would have been equally, if not more qualified, but what do I know? Perhaps you'll recall the night we first met outside the Sildane ruins. Under such unfortunate circumstances, I had just returned from a meeting with my Alamegan agents. As I said before, we have been preparing for this day. Wow, all the way back there. We will have... had Alfino not volunteered, I would have asked if anyone can see this mission through. It's you. Wow, so all the way back at the end of Realm Reborn's patch content, right before Heavensward, and even before that, they've been building a network. Impressive. My apologies for speaking on your behalf. It would seem my sister's forthright manner is rubbing off on me. I confess my decision to volunteer was not wholly motivated by concern for Lys, nor less Alamigo. Castromabbania is the largest Imperial facility in the peaks, you see, and so the likelihood that Kryl is being held captive there is quite high. Dealing with that cannon remains our main objective, of course, but if there is even a chance that Kryl might be rescued in the process, I would never forgive myself if I did not take it. Let me see. With tired hands we toil. Alphino is ready to lead the way to Radiata. So, to review, we are to travel to Radiata, where we will meet with a contact recruited by Marshal Towerpin's agents. I took the liberty of reviewing intelligence reports while Myrokos and Lise were away, so the settlement is not wholly unfamiliar to me. As the Vice Marshal indicated, the vast majority of the populace is employed as menial labor in either Specula Imperators or Castrum Abania. Perhaps as a result of this, the Resistance has long struggled to make inroads there. You have the right of it. They got a better deal than most Alamegans, feeding off what scraps the Imperials gave them. Damned if I know how Marshal Towerpin's agents got one of them to turn his coat. I understand your disdain, I do, but I also understand their desire to look after their families by any means necessary. Our contact is a Rogadin woman. She will ask us a question, after we answer with courage, she will know us as a friend. Courage. Right. Put together a squadron, Nago. We'll need them soon. With me, my friends, and be ready for anything. Party finder, sorry. One thing. Let's see, I've now got access to a blue quest. Nothing over there. Well, let's get this blue quest while we're here. Out of sight, Brazen Brook needs help with a rather delicate situation. Hey, you're that adventurer everyone's been talking about, aren't you? Just the man I wanted to see. You've a bit of time to spare, I hope. Just a little. It seemed a bloody miracle we managed to take Alighieri without spilling a drop of blood, but it was all thanks to one man, a man the Alliance would very much like to speak with. Getting him to come in for questioning, however, has proven more trouble than we thought. It's not my place to be dealing with this, to be honest with you, but I think it best to resolve the matter quietly if possible. Things could get messy around here if the Alliance and Resistance start kicking up a fuss. I'd like to draw attention if I leave my post, but you adventurers are free to move about as you please, so what do you say? Can you give me a hand? Sure. You adventurers are good folk. Now, I really shouldn't say much more out here in the open. You'd best go speak with him yourself. Bout's his name. He can tell you the rest. There's a bot. The adventurer who slew Lord Van Balesar. So they've sent you to claim my head, then? No? Brazenbrook sent you to help. Oh, thank the heavens. You see, I'm actually a centurion of the Garlean forces. Now, before you do anything rash, let me explain. When I learned of the Allied forces' approach, I knew we had no way of repelling them, so I ordered all of my men to retreat from Alighieri, then planned to turn myself in, but I ran into certain complications. I can see you are unconvinced. Tell you what, why not ask the villagers about me? When you hear what they have to say, I think you'll come to understand why I couldn't turn myself in. Okay. Bot. The place wouldn't be the same without him, and we certainly have no intentions of sending him to be butchered by the Alliance. Where'd you hear that name? I won't have anyone speaking ill of him unless you're looking to pick a fight. You'll keep your mouth shut. What do you want with Bot? He's not in trouble, is he? We already told the Alliance scum they can't have him. That doesn't do anything. Yeah, it's like... So they're very protective of him. That much is plain. There you are. Now do you see the cause for my hesitation? In light of their reaction to my being arrested, the Alliance has allowed me to remain here for the time being, but for all intents and purposes, I am a war prisoner. The villagers initially meant to keep me hidden, but harboring one's enemy is a serious crime, no matter whose side you're on. And I've heard what the Alliance does to those who help the Garleans, the stuff of nightmares, I tell you. My execution is assured the moment they take me into custody. If the villagers should take up arms in protest, they don't deserve such a bloody fate. Brazenbook has made a valiant effort to assuage the people's fears, but there's only so much a man in his position can do. I know how strange this may seem, but I want you to convince the people of Alighieri to allow for my surrender. Well, I suppose, yeah. I mean, I got the blue quest done, so there's that. I know you're out there. Keep an eye out, would you? Something doesn't feel right. Now if there were Magitech armor nearby, surely we would have heard them by now. See, what did I tell you? Let us continue on to Specula Imperators. So wait, they've been waiting there because they thought we were being followed and that's it? Do you wish to enter Specula Imperators? Yes, I do. Purple smoke always means trouble. We secured this place, how were the Imperials still roaming around unless they were stragglers? Nothing to it. Phew, that would have been an unceremonious ending to our tale. Of course, there were still soldiers lurking about. Fortunately, they were no match for Lise. Camaradeata is not much further. Of course, in light of our recent encounter, it would be prudent to proceed with caution and remain vigilant for Imperial forces. Oh, they've even got a fully paved road. Technically steel built, but still. Whoa! How could they not have seen that? I wanted to pop my clay lines. Didn't mean to do that, but okay. Wasn't a meaningful change in my item level there. But yeah, they got a full road and everything through here. Nary a soldier in sight. Mayhap they were recalled to Castra Mabania. I thought they said this was a village. It looks more like a work camp. Looks like it's safe to enter. I don't see any Imperials. I don't see the smoke above Castra Mabania. Do you think they fixed the cannon already? Or they could have put out whatever was causing the smoke? Where courage endures. The Rogadan woman you seek is somewhere in Radiata, and Lys is eager to find her. Alphino said we were looking for a Rogadan woman, right? And that we should answer her with courage. I suppose we'll just have to strike up a conversation with every one of them until we find our contact. Let me know if you find her and I'll do the same. That looked like a Rogan and it's like more Rogan, but any luck? No, me either. Huh. Oh, over here. Ain't seen you around here before. It takes a certain kind of man to walk into a place like this uninvited. Courage, you say? Well, that's in short supply these days. Better to keep your head down and go along to survive. Call me a coward too if you like, cause I'll not speak on it more, at least not here. Outside Radiata, behind those barricades over yonder, on the other hand... Found her. Hey, was that who I think it was? It is. Well, that's a relief, or a trap. Either way, I'll find Alphino and Alize. We'll meet you there. Not followed, were you? Good. Better ask them that, though. That's all of you, is it? Let's get to it then. Name yourselves. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, friends of Marshal Taropin. Name Stark. Stark Woad. The rest you know, or we wouldn't be here. This is Specula, and this is about Specula Imperatoris and the canon, isn't it? Just so, can you tell us what happened? I overheard soldiers talking while working in the mess. The cerulean pipeline fueling the cannon was destroyed by an unidentified male insurgent, they said. One man single-handedly disabled the cannon? That beggars belief. Not if Estinian is that man. Nevertheless, that is what they said. It took a while, but they finally put the fires out, and the engineers have been working day and night to repair it. Wish I could tell you more, but the incident had everyone jumping at shadows and afraid to say much more. To make matters worse, the Alamegan help have been sent home indefinitely. So the cannon could already be fully operational. We need to sneak inside Castromabania to ensure that the cannon is no longer a threat to our troops. Can you help us? Aye, that much I can do. I've pieced together a map of the interior over the years, and I know for a fact that there are multiple points of entry. Impressive. If we split into several groups, that may improve our odds of reaching the fire control center. We may be few in number, but I have faith that we can see this through. Ooh, I like the look of it. May only be a shield, but I like the looks of it. It's good to see that even this deep within occupied territory, there are still those who would defy their oppressors. It's thanks to brave men and women like her that we still have a chance to win this war. I tell you, some of these resistance folks can't see the forest for the trees. Ambushing the occasional Imperial patrol won't change a damn thing. Infiltrating their castroms and learning their secrets, on the other hand. Knowledge is power. The price of freedom. As usual, Aphano has a brilliant plan. Of course he does. I'll get the tank one since I'm finding my tank. We have that for which we came. All that remains is to make our preparations. Myrokos, you and your ever-dependable allies will enter the castrum with my sister and I by way of the ventilation ducts leading to the hangars. From there, you will proceed into weapons research and unleash bloody mayhem. At the same time, Alize and I will create a diversion elsewhere, and in the ensuing confusion, Lise and her unit will attempt to reach the fire control center undetected. If all goes to plan, our three parties will subsequently converge on this location, and together we will secure the cannon before finally notifying the Alliance that they are clear to attack. Sounds simple enough. I'll go and brief Nago on the details. The rest of you come with me. We'll need to deal with the Magitech patrols before you can infiltrate the castrum. How could they not have seen that ginormous hex drone? Ooh. It's been a while since I got hit by that. There's the front door to the castrum. We don't want the front door, we want the back door. Quickly and quietly so as not to raise the alarm. Here's hoping there aren't too many for us to handle. Almost there, friends. Your point of entry is just around the bend up ahead. The last patrol should be here any moment. Once you've dealt with them, we'll clear to the advance. Assuming they keep to their usual schedule, might be prudent to stand watch for a moment after, just in case. And there's our point of entry. Literally through sewer. Okay. Ralger, I knew you lot were good, but I never expected you to defeat them so swiftly. You're welcome. Myrokos is the finest warrior I know. Well, I'm technically a black mage, but fine enough. And I should like to think we have learned something from our time in his company. Now, where's the entrance to the ducts? Right behind you. I've mapped the branches, so you should have no trouble reaching the hangars or any number of other places. Understood. Thank you again for your invaluable assistance. As discussed, Myrokos, we shall divide into 2 groups and proceed via separate routes into the castrum. Remember that our objective is to cause as much chaos as possible to draw the Imperials away from Lace and her men. If there's nothing else, I'll return to the Resistance forces and show them to their entrance. May Ralger guide you to victory. This is your last chance to make your preparations, Myrokos. When you and yours are ready, we shall begin. It won't be long before somebody realizes their armor is missing. We have to hurry. The Alliance is counting on us to deal with that cannon. Failure is not an option. Okay. Here we go. While I wait, I might as well try to get this ether current. There it is. Okay, for this one, I'm not going to be reading the text, just in case I wind up getting into the duty finder. Okay, so I just need to deliver that thing for the blue quest, but dungeon just popped, so in we go. But when duty support is added, I suppose we would be dealing with either other members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, or resistance fighters perhaps, and have Alphino and Alize. These people just... I swear, would they let me get through a rotation? I appreciate wall-to-wall, but if you're going to do wall-to-wall, you might as well do all of the wall-to-wall. chests here. Just trying to dodge the AoEs. Oh no, it's those chambers. What the hell is in here? chest over here. Oh my. Oh, it's just... I got the chest. Yeah. Oh man, now we got more hyper. Number 24. Being pushed back when I attack this person? so whatever the boss gets aspected to, whatever the boss gets aspected to, you have to attune yourself to I believe in staying back insofar as it can be helped from long range to maximum boom boom damage. Actually, that. Oh. What the heck? these bosses being strong. Two commendations. That's kind of them.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Ah, I think that answers my question. We've accomplished our objectives as well.
Lisa's unit should be advancing upon the fire control center in the command tower. Let us join them. Lise! Thank the 12 you're all right.
And you. There's the control center. Let's hit them hard and fast. Ready?
They're here!
It was you, wasn't it? Wasn't it?!
I gave the order to fire.
It was over! The Skulls had surrendered, no one else had to die, and you killed them! Your own people! Your own comrades!
You're right! I killed them. Ansfrid, Rudolph, Emlyn, all the rest. Trained and fought with every last one of them. Good soldiers to a man. I gave the order that led to their deaths. And I knew exactly what I was doing.
But why? Why would you do that?
They died so that all Alamegans could live free. That was all we ever wanted. We made a promise that we would do whatever it took, so that one day the Imperials would learn to accept us. But everything comes at a price. And if you haven't got the means to pay, then you pay with blood. Service guarantees citizenship, but citizenship guarantees naught. It's not enough to do your part, oh no. You have to run faster, fight harder, kill more and more and more, and only then will you be equal. That's just how it is out here in the provinces. You buy your freedom with blood. There is no other way.
Shut up! Shut your mouth! You don't get to talk about freedom! You killed your own! They trusted you, and you killed them! Murderer! Butcher! Traitor!
Ooh, what's happening here?
Lise!
Gotcha!
I know what you can do. I've already seen it.
Alize!
Even so, the odds are against me.
Coward! Get back here!
Hero! Lord Xenos invites you to join him for the royal hunt, to be hosted at the palace. You may bring your horde, if you like. All are welcome.
She'll be all right, but we'll need to carry her. Will you help me? Thank you. Lise, I leave matters here in your hands.
Right.
I am told one of your comrades was injured during the operation. If there is aught we can do to help, pray do not hesitate to ask. Well done. That thrice-damned cannon won't be troubling us again. Well, we did it. Castrum Abania belongs to us. Nago and her people took Alize to Radiata to receive treatment. Alphino tells me she'll make a full recovery. I know I should be happy we won with minimal casualties, but somehow it feels empty. We should report to General Alden. Kryl wasn't here, but who knows, maybe one of Raban's men found something which could lead us to her. Can't hurt to ask anyway. Nope. Raban's invitation. Raban wishes to thank you for your service. Lieutenant, Commander. Oh no. After Specula Imperatoris, we needed a resounding victory like this. Thanks to you, Ragar's star yet burns bright. Damn, missed that first bit. I'm glad, I really am, but you should know that Alize was injured in the fighting. regrettable, but I am pleased to hear that she will make a full recovery. Ferdola's parting words, on the other hand, ring less favorably in my ears. But if Xenos wishes to invite us to his so-called royal hunt, then this bull would fain accept. What troubles you, Lise? Oh, it's nothing really, just that we're almost to the end, but we've still got to save Kryl and do so much more. Yep, there's always something else. We'll find her soon enough. Pippin has his best men scouring the Castrum's archives as we speak. Listen, Lise, it will take time for us to fully occupy the Castrum and prepare to advance into the locks. While we wait, there is something I would like to show you. Both of you. Ooh, what's this? After all, this may be the last chance we have to catch our breaths before the final push. I don't see why not. Then come with me to Radiata. From there, we'll need to follow another road south. I don't think I know this village. It's so small. Even after all these years, it's still the same. Ah, but I'm getting ahead of myself. You deserve a proper welcome. Liberty or death. Let me just do a double check. Still got 2 quests. 2 blue quests. Oh, I've still got to finish that, but what else am I missing? Unless there was something over here. Well, I might as well get this one. I don't see any blue quests. Must be something in one of these other areas here. Or over here. Missed. Lieutenant Lise, I brought you both here for a reason. How is she hearing you when she's all the way over there? I
wanted to show you this house. My house.
Oh, this is his house. Huh.
You mean, this is where you grew up?
Aye. Not much to look at, is it? Same could be said of the village. It was damn near impossible to live off the land, barren as it was, which is why so many of us traded our plowshares for swords. Swords and uniforms, mind. We became military men. Tensions were rising between Alamigo and the Empire, and there was always a need for more soldiers to watch the border. It was only a matter of time before the first skirmishes broke out. It's a frightening thing to face Magitech armor for the first time. But after a lot of trial and error, I found ways to bring them down. After a few victories, people even said I had a knack for it. And then one day they hit us. Hard. I was wounded and sent home to recover. Back here.
Will you remain silent for fear of the Mad King's vengeance? Of his eyes and ears in the shadows and his knives in the dark? You, who call this living dishonor our nation. It is but a slow death. Liberty or death? Liberty or death! If this be your creed, then raise up your hands, raise up your voices! Together we will tear Theodoric from the throne! Together we will reclaim our freedom!
Wait, was that ill-bred?
Send you home to mend, did they?
Aye, sir. Garlean's got the better of us. The chirurgeons say I'm healing well, so it won't be long now.
Liberty or death, is it? Tell me, soldier. What do you think those words mean?
We must needs be willing to die for liberty.
Spoken like a true patriot. But liberty should not be the end in of itself. Liberty is a chance to build something better. A stronger, more prosperous home for our people. It's not quick or easy work. And it is never truly finished. But if you neglect it, then sooner or later, you look up to find you've traded one tyrant for another.
Well, sir, I've never asked for much. Never wanted to live like a king, just wish it were a little bit easier is all. For me and everyone else. And I'm willing to die for that, if that's what it takes.
Dying is easy, soldier. Living is harder. Rest, mend. Regain your strength. You'll need it in the days to come. And mayhap one day we will need it too.
Conrad chose you as his successor, Lise, and I will not gainsay his decision. I have but one question to ask. Liberty or death? Those were Curtis's words and his creed. Will you swear by your father's creed before your comrades and the gods?
Liberty or death. That's all you can hope for in war. Father understood that. And you want to know if I do too. I swear to you, here and now, I will fight until the end. Be it liberty or be it death. But the freedom we win must be for every Alamegan, even ones like Fordola, though they may hate us, and the Ananta, though they may fear us. We'll fight, and we'll talk, and we'll find a way to make it work for all of us. Compared to all that, retaking our home will seem like the easy part.
A good oath. And there is naught else to say. You are indeed your father's daughter.
Liberty or death? Has it really been 20 years since he wrote those words? Ah, there's a blue quest. Even a blind man could see that Lise wasn't herself, not that I don't understand. To be thrust into a position of authority under such circumstances, to be made responsible for the lives of so many, it isn't easy, and when you see your friends get cut down before you, it only gets harder. I'll wager she thought Alize was dead for a moment back there. 'Tis one thing to risk your life for a cause, but to risk that of another is a burden no soldier is ever truly ready to shoulder. The fear, the guilt, it weighs on her, and that's good. It will make her a better commander. But first, she needs to learn to carry it, to not let it break her, to remember that that some causes are worth fighting for. Liberty or death. Her father's words gave me strength once, mayhap they'll do the same for her now. Right then, I think I've said enough. The two of you can head back. I mean to stay a bit longer. I understand he's been away for a long time and he probably wants to be alone for a while. Let's head back to Radiata. Well, I kind of need to get a blue in this one. An important individual has set to visit Coldhearth. You're one of those adventurers, aren't you? Travel this way and that, always helping folks. Well, I believe I speak for all of us here when I say we need your help. I'm sure you've noticed, but we don't have much. The only reason we get by is a merchant who comes and sells us supplies. I say sell, but it's so cheap, you might as well give it away. Trouble is, without so much as a word, he suddenly stopped coming. I'd go and search for him myself, but anyone who could have kept watch while I'm gone has been conscripted by those damn Imperials. Would you try asking around Radiata if anyone's seen him? He was always talked about he always talked about going there, so I figured it's a good place to start. Okay. In case you're wondering, I just decided to make sure that my chest gear for what I had was the best I could manage. Wait, am I the only one who feels like I'm being watched? I don't know if it's Imperials or Bandits, but I know there's more than one of them. Let's split up. You head northwest and I'll head northeast. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. Suspicious youth. 7 hells, he's seen us, sought it. Dead's as good as alive to the Imperials. Cold Hearth, why would anyone sell their wares in that ghost town? Merchant traveling to Cold Hearth? Wait, that's the guy in league with the Imperials, isn't he? Now that you mention it, I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, I've heard of him. His name's Frank. Some folks say he's doing those people a favor, but I think he's up to something. Frank. I've heard of that guy. He's an Alighieri. Hey, here's Frank. They're asking about me in Cold Hearth. I'd love to help, but the situation has gotten complicated, you see. The reason I was selling to them so cheap is because someone else was footing the bill. Some Imperial soldier, he said he grew up there. He went to the Garleans willingly, if you can believe it. They made him a watchman at one of their labor camps, and he's been funneling all his pay to me. Granted, I keep peddling my goods at Cold Hearth. Afraid his friends and family would refuse his gifts after turning his back on them, he got the smart idea of sending me up there, selling whatever they need for next to nothing. The thing is, he hasn't contacted me in days. A shame, too. On my next trip, I was supposed to deliver this bottle of arak. It's hard to come by nowadays, but he paid me good money to find it. Would you mind, taking it there for me? As for this conversation, I'll leave it up to you whether or not to tell anyone. All things considered, I think he might have wanted someone to know. Huh. Interesting. You want to trade? You'll show me the goods first, then maybe we'll deal. Imperial supply crate. A supply crate marked with Imperial insignias. Its contents are a mystery. Gods, these are military issue Mark 43 sedatives. High quality stuff. Someone snatched a batch a while ago, but you wouldn't believe how quickly Imperial medicines sell. Folk are always on edge around here, you see, never knowing when the Empire might decide to launch an assault. Some get so worked up that they can scarcely sleep without a little chemical encouragement. How much do you want for them? I'm a bit curious how you came by this stash, but I'll take it off your hands all the same. Food? That's it? Just food? Alright, well, here's a sack full of assorted edibles. Nice doing business with you. Oh. And now I get to make my way back. Did you get the food? Tell me you got the food. Yep. The sack filled with a variety of wrapped meats and vegetables. Oh, praise the heavens and praise you too, stranger. This will be the first proper meal we've had in days. Go back and speak with my large friend if you would. I'd wager he'd like to show you his thanks as well. Surprised to see us trading in Imperial supplies. My quick-fingered friend once worked in a storeroom in Castro Mabania, swiped those sedatives before she left. and swiped those sedatives before she left. The settlement's full of those who, as used to labor for the Imperial Army. The folk in Alagiri may have traded with the Empire, but even they spit on Radiatans. The army's whipped curs, they call us. That's why we needed you to make the deal. If one of us dared to set foot in that town, they'd chase us out with a hail of stones or worse. But now we can eat our fill and get back our strength and try to move on. Kind-hearted heroes like you are a godsend. Right, now to just get back to Cold Hearth before going back towards the dungeon entrance. Oop, I think I started to DC there for a moment. Yikes. Did you find any sign of the merchant? Yep. He was paid to come here by an Imperial turncoat. They worked at a labor camp? No, it can't be. Bottle of Arak. My son said... He said someday we'd... Never mind about the merchant. Here, it's not much, but you deserve it. Thank you for this. Might as well take the opportunity to repair. And I'm contributing to the local economy, it doesn't hurt. I'm glad I completed the quest to unlock those actions. They attacked you too, didn't they? I had no choice. They're Alamegan, not even conscripts by the look of them, barely adults. In fact, some of their faces look familiar. Wait, I remember. They're from Radiata. They must have seen us when we were looking for Stark. They probably thought the Imperials would reward them if they captured or killed... Oh god, Alice and Alphino could be in danger too. We have to get back to Radiata and find Nago. What's all this about? You two look ready for a fight. We were ambushed by villagers outside of Radiata and thought they might try to attack you too. Are you alright? We're fine. The twins are at Stark's. Alize was asleep last I checked. I'm sorry, did you say you were ambushed by villagers, not soldiers? Did they not see, what we just did to Castro Mubanya? God's damned fools. Lise, Myrokos, we overheard you talking. The ones that attacked you, they were young, less than 20 summers? Yep. Aye, I thought so. It's always the young ones, the ones who've only ever known the occupation. They're the ones you've got to look out for. See, the only decent work to be found in Radiata is for the Imperials, and everyone knows it. Children grow up knowing it. They have it pounded into their skulls that the best they can hope for is to serve as an Imperial officer, or become one. Bloody fools, after everything they've seen us accomplish, they ought to be begging to fight for the Resistance, not against us. It's never that simple. They've been living in the shadow of a castrum their whole lives. A few victories won't change that. Aye, you get some who can't wait to spit in a soldier's eye. They got beaten, but they get beaten for their trouble, or worse. Even so. And the ones that don't fight back but refuse to beg, they just starve. Beat the dog that bites his master's hand and ignore the dog that refuses to do his bidding, see? In the end, the ones that learn to abide are the ones that survive. Now, you may say that's all about to change, and I believe you, many here do. But a young man or woman who grew up only knowing what he knows has got every reason to doubt. Remember that. Do what you have to if it comes to it, but remember that. The sooner we liberate Alamigo and bring an end to the occupation, the better. Only then can we show these youths that things do not have to be this way. Only then will they know what it means to live free. We're going to build a new home for ourselves together, a better home than they've ever known. Yay, I can fly now. Alize will make a full recovery, but I doubt she will be well enough to take to the field again before this is over. I'll never get used to it, killing my own countrymen in the heat of battle. It's either you or them, but after, when you've had time to think about what you've done... I can imagine how you must feel, but I want you to know that many of us here are grateful for what you did at Abanya. The lady in red. Lise has a proposal. I've been thinking if Alize needs more time to heal, maybe we should move her to Ralger's Reach. She can receive much better care there. After all, our infirmary is probably the best place for her, short of sending her to Gridania. Indeed, and given what Mistress Woad has told us, I would rather she did not remain here. Then it's settled. Nago, go and see about getting us a carriage and an escort. Alphino, you should get your sister ready for the journey. Myrokos, would you mind going on ahead and telling Orella that we are on our way? I want a bed waiting for Alize when she arrives. Thanks. Must seem strange, seeing me doling out orders, but not half as strange as it feels to do it. Let me tell you. Yeah, so off to Ralger's Reach. Do you require assistance? One of our friends was hurt. We need a bed ready. Very well, we will make ready to receive the patient at once. Give me a hand, would you? There, all crisp and freshly laundered. We're here. Is everything in order? Yep. Right, we're bringing her in. Honestly, Alphina, you needn't have gone to all this trouble. What can I say? It seemed a good way to discourage you from limping off to battle when my back was turned. Listen to Aurella, please. You need your rest. I know. Any news of Kryl? She'll be cross if you make her wait too long, as will I. Ha! A chilling prospect indeed. I'll find her, sister, and I'll fight twice as hard for the both of us. They're good together when they're not at each other's throats. I miss that feeling. Myrokos, I have a favor to ask. Would you mind waiting outside for me? I won't be a moment. What could this favor be? We'll find Kryl and bring her home. After all, I need her to tell you to stay in bed. I should have been there with you to the end, if only I hadn't been so reckless. I'm waiting. Oh, there's another spot. Okay. Another sightseeing spot.
Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Oh no, she's hot.
Well, what do you think? I know it's a bit old-fashioned, but in a traditional sort of way, Ida wore it whenever she could. Not that I'm pretending to be her or anything. Not again. It's just... if this is the last battle we fight to free Alamigo, then she ought to be a part of it.
It suits you, it's not quite your style, and it suits you.
It's nice of you to say so. And a bit embarrassing. But mostly nice. Anyway, the real reason I asked you here was to sneak in a warm-up before the final battle. There's this place I know where monks used to spar as part of their training. Care to join me?
Would that it could be a bit brighter, but... oh well, I mean, sunset is sunset. Technically, it's now. Oh, this was the trailer moment. How do I get up there? There's gotta be a way. If I could get up there, I could probably carefully fold it. Maybe we got a little carried away, but you have to admit, that was fun. Thank you, Myrokos. You're the best kind of friend. The kind that's not afraid to knock some sense into you. Okay, upon the Great Lock's shores, Lys is feeling relaxed and refreshed. Now that Elysee's settled in, it's time we rejoined the fight. Though actually, maybe you and Elfino should go on ahead without me. I need to talk strategy with the officers, and that might take a while. So this is the first time I've visited Rauger's Reach since taking over command, so we have a few things to discuss. Don't worry, I won't be far behind. Nope, wrong way. Kind of overshot a bit. Ah, there you are. What was it that Lys wanted of you? Now to spar. Ha ha ha, a sparring match on the Destroyer's very palm. I would have liked to have seen that. But she is right. We have lingered here over long. I am ready to depart when you are. Take care, you two. Don't do anything I wouldn't. And you had better not rise from that bed until you are given express permission to do so. Urianger will be paying you a visit soon, and he is worried enough as it is. We have a long road ahead of us. Lead the way, Myrokos. Okay? It is so nice being able to fly. You are returned. How fares your sister, Alphino? Her rapier wit remains undulled, for better or for worse. Have there been any developments in our absence? I am proud to say that Castrum Urbania is now wholly under our control. At present, we are taking stock of the enemy's supplies and redistributing them amongst our men. Also, while sifting through the officer's documents, we learned that a unit of skulls under Frodola's command passed through the Castrum en route to the capital with a single prisoner in their custody. Kryl. It has to be her. In all likelihood, yes. You will be glad to hear that the tunnel leading to the locks has been secured by our soldiers and is now safe for travel. And one final piece of good news, reinforcements from all 4 Alliance nations have arrived and joined the main host, which has established a new base of operations within the locks. Commander Hex should be arriving soon, yes. When she does, we will call a meeting to discuss the final stage of Ralger's beacon. Sorry for keeping you all waiting. An Alamegan folk dress. How very fitting, and well-fitting, I might add. I wanted to do something for Ida, and myself. This is it, the last push. We're coming, Kryl. Alright, let's go through. Ooh, this is fitting with Ralger's
I remember
beacon.
my father's words. How they rang in my ears as we left Castrum Urbania behind and looked out over the locks before us. Comrades brave and true, they had come from all across Eorzea to stand with us, to stand against oppression and tyranny. 20 years the Empire had ruled us, but no longer. Liberty or death. Liberty or death.
Ere we begin, I would say to you as a proud son of Alamigo that I am grateful to each and every one of you for your part in this endeavor. Now, to the heart of the matter. The enemy appears content to remain within the city walls and await the inevitable siege. Open conflict has been sporadic thus far. Whether Xenos is biding his time until reinforcements arrive, or attempting to bait us into a trap, none can say. We know better than to trust his word.
Regardless, we can ill afford to present Garlemald with a chance to ready her legions. It would be in our best interest to press for a swift resolution.
A long siege wouldn't be good for the people in the city either. If food becomes scarce, you know who'll starve first.
Just so. Therefore, I propose we commit our forces to an all-out assault. What say you? Twould seem we are of one mind. Then let us proceed to the how of it. The Immortal Flames will form the vanguard, supported by the archers and the conjurers of the Order of the Twin Adder, under the Elder Seedseer's command. Once the main host has cleared a path to the walls, we will bring forward the artillery of the Maelstrom and the Temple Knights. I would have your cannons pound the gates and punch a hole right through the middle of their defenses.
What about the resistance?
Your part will be to occupy the residential district and keep civilians out of harm's way. The people are more like to trust their own.
Of course. You can count on us.
Remember that there is a second entrance to the city proper there. If all goes to plan, we will have secured 2 points of entry. Once both objectives are complete, we press on into the city, surround the palace, and hunt down Xenos. As for the Scions, you will be held in reserve as an irregular unit until we have more intelligence on your captured comrade. Kryle's rescue will be your primary concern, but I dare say we'll find a use for you once her freedom has been secured.
Thank you, General. I pray we find her quickly.
Rhalga's beacon nears its end. Soon, my friends, Alamigo will be ours once more!
Oh, Ironvolt finally shows up. Storm of blood approaches fast, hell's open, heavens weep. The end is in sight. It has been for a long time coming. The battle for Castamarbrania was brutal, but the one for Alamigo will be unlike any we have ever known. Most of the Alamegans in the residential district are on, so I doubt we'll have to deal with many Imperial sympathizers. Carter built those walls to give shelter to his brothers and sisters, and now our people's freedom rests on us tearing them down. I swore I'd return with an army one day, and here we are. We're almost home. Father has dreamed of this day nearly half his life. Just one more step. Those Imperial bastards don't stand a chance. We'll blast them to smithereens with our cannons. The Flames belong to the front line, whereas we are better suited to a supporting role. Owing to their lengthy campaign against the Durranians, the Temple Knights are a well-rounded force, and the Laminsons, well, woebetide the enemy who has to contend with a pirate and his axe. Oh, Sir Amaric. Lucia. Although I have briefed our officers on Garlean tactics and Magitech design, I cannot say with confidence it will be of much use. Xenos has employed unorthodox strategies before, and I know little of these new prototypes. Hilda and her watch will keep Ishgard safe in my absence. You know I would not miss this for the world, my friend. Oh no. Oh, there's Kane Senna. And Merleweb. must talk to everyone. I imagine I'm going to be speaking with all of them before too long, but take this opportunity now. Not since Cartana have we gathered in such numbers, but this shall be much, much different. So many lives lost, so much blood shed, but it will not be in vain. Looking at these brave men and women in uniform from all across Eorzea, none can accuse us of being an alliance in name alone. It was no small feat, but we brought with us the main battery from the Triumph. You should look forward to the show. Wait, they brought the big cannon? They actually brought the big cannon. The stage is set and the players are assembled. Eorzea has come at last to drive the invaders from her lands. What would grandfather say if he were here today? The key to victory. Alphino remains concerned for his dear friend. Crap. You know, you could just ask me. Sorry I didn't get a chance to read that aloud. Thancred, what have you learned? I shall spare you the particulars of my infiltration and simply state that I have seen her with my own eyes. She's being held within the residential district south of the city proper. I tracked her to the ruins of an old temple of the Fist of Ralgar, within which the Imperials have constructed a research facility. A research facility? What manner of research? Why methods to imbue Garlands with the power to manipulate ether. In pursuit of which goal their scientists have, I am sorry to report, performed many questionable experiments on living subjects. What? Calm down, Alphino. We've already been tasked with securing the Alamegan Quarter. This just gives us a reason to do it faster. I entered and exited the facility by stowing aboard Imperial transports, but that method is not suitable for a large force. And it goes without saying that a direct assault on the rather substantial main gates would be ill-advised. I think I might know someone who can help. One of my men, he had an idea about how to get into the city. Actually, it might be best if I let him explain it himself. It's been a while. I'll not take offense if you don't remember, might even be glad of it. Alagana, am I right? Wiskar is the name. I was raised in the peaks, but my mom grew up in the city. For any road, I reckon we can get inside the Alamegan Quarter by way of Luxel. What? How? It was a story my mom told us, which made me think of it. She was always going on about what life was like when she was a girl. See how they used to have to boil, the water from the well before they could drink it, since it was full of salt. They were drawing salt water from the locks, which means that there must be an underwater tunnel or something. Aye, that's it, but it won't be as simple as going for a swim. The well was closed. See, apparently Theodoric decided one day he wanted to control the water supply and forbade water trading. So even if you come up through it, you'll find yourself on the wrong side of a locked gate. At the time, my grandfather, being an enterprising sort, befriended a guard and lifted the key from his belt. He made a copy and carried on selling water until the Imperials invaded, and he ended up working at the saltery. In short, we need your grandfather's key, assuming he still has it. I'm certain he does, and I can take you to him, but it'll be dangerous. Don't you worry about that. We're used to dangerous. Nago and Arenvald will assemble a squadron while the rest of us go and get that key. Whew. Oh man, it's a duty. Mefford told me about your time in Alagana, how a certain someone gave you a piece of his mind when you first met. Try not to hold it against him. We couldn't have had more than a few days training when the Imperials attacked the Reach, but I've seen my share of combat since. I may be no hero like you, but I can hold my own against Imperial regulars, you'll see. Hold on, Kryl, we're coming. Had I judged it possible to rescue her myself, I would have, but there were too many guards, too many ways it could have ended badly. I knew at once I would need your help. Okay, without further ado, it is coming up on my time for dinner, but let's get this, actually, why don't I end it here, because it is getting that time. I had hoped to just keep going, but it's getting late. It's probably time I close this down the stream, but I can at least attune. Okay, and with that, if you liked what you saw at any point, go to YouTube, like, share, subscribe, give me a follow on Twitch, hit the notification bells, and I will see you anon, friends.